Coach Heath of Ironjunkie Fitness. I want to put out a little video to introduce myself. I have not done this before, mainly because I've been working with one-on-one clients for quite some time now. Actually gone on 3 years since mid-February of doing personal training. And I started slowly more shifting towards online because I was already tracking and keeping my my clients accountable through that, and been morphing into online a lot more. So I don't get to meet people face to face anymore, and sometimes those short phone calls when I'm trying to learn about the client or a potential client, there's just a little snippet of me. So for those of you who are just interested in what Ironjunkie is, and current clients that have not been able to fully introduce myself, this little snippet is for you guys. So again, Heath Marshall. I'm currently 34 years old. I'll be turning 35 in September. I grew up in Deerfield, New York, in a wooded surrounded trailer park. Man, it was definitely the stigma of living in a trailer park sucked growing up, but man, the being surrounded by the woods and just being a kid, man, that was so freaking cool, and all the things that you get to do in there. And I had a go-kart at one time, and there was plenty of fields that we could go and rampage around in there, so that was pretty fun to do. And imagination ran wild in the woods and all that jazz. So I lived in that area for about 18 years, and then my family moved to Utica, New York, and bounced around from area to area to where I'm actually currently living in Ilion, New York, with my wife and 2 children of ours, and my other 2 kids. I have 4 kids. Oh my goodness! And I am done. I got 3 boys, 1 girl. I got my girl. That was the goal. So as of this day, she's actually just she's around 3 weeks old. So got my girl. I'm done, and so we're enjoying our home here. I still do one-on-one clients right now. With this whole quarantine thing, it's been interesting, but I've been training. For myself for about 14 years. And those first couple, of course, were just your typical gym goer, and then turned into gym bro, into competitor, then fitness professional. I currently hold 4 different types of certifications. One of them is a personal trainer, and the other 3 are in nutrition. One of them being a sports nutritionist, fitness nutrition. And then I'm going to be continuing that education. Now, a certification doesn't really tell you much about the trainer. They could have all the certifications in the world, but if they're not a good trainer, then all that is just wasting money on their part and wasted time on you to have to interact with them. The major thing is data. Can you see this person has made other changes in people? Have you worked with a trainer that's made changes in you? That's the big thing. As long as you've stuck to it. Because if you're just sitting on a couch doing nothing, you can't blame that on the person that you're working with, your trainer. The certifications. So not to say that I think myself that my certifications are a waste of time. I was into training, during getting my certifications. I had some smaller ones that were just like, yep, you're a trainer, good job. And I was able to work in a gym and all that jazz. But I had my love and passion for fitness, and of course my own personal transformations, and then leading up to building rapport is what helped me out until I got my current certifications, where I've been with ISSA right now. Love the company, great education, great knowledge. So it wasn't until I was not satisfied with just what I was able to provide my clients with. I wanted to know more, and of course the biggest thing with what has come to me in my experience is nutrition. Everybody can go to the gym and work out. yes, that's also a broad answer. So shut up to those people saying that, shaking their heads at that. But nutrition was the hardest thing that people can nail down. And for most people, I think it's a general knowledge that yes, you can go to the gym, but if you're not doing it right in the kitchen, then you can go to the gym 2 hours, 7 days a week, and you're not going to see any results. So yes, I was good on knowing nutrition for myself because alongside resistance training, weight training, and but being a competitor and working with coaches myself in the past is where it was like, okay, yeah, I need to step up my game. And not to say that any of my clients were looking to competing. It was just more weight management, weight loss, and also just getting what do I need to eat, what is good nutrition. So that's what really led me into getting more certifications and getting dived more into it, and which I'm currently doing. I'm actually getting more involved in nutrition. It's changing the body. The transformation is just a beautiful thing, and that's really what got me. One of the things that really got me into fitness is just being able to transform the body into what you want. And I think Arnold Schwarzenegger said it best in one interview is where you can your body is being a bodybuilder is like being a sculptor with a marble stone. You make it your creation, and that's what I did for myself is going from where I started to where I've been is just chiseling away and making myself what I like to see in the mirror. And that's where I try to get my clients to what are you satisfied with what you see in the mirror? Because a lot of people are like, well, do I need to weigh myself every day, or I check the scale every day. The scale is it's junk. It's a good reference, but it's bogus. The real changes are what you see in the mirror. Are you satisfied with what you see in the mirror? And that's what I try to get across to people. So Ironjunkie Fitness was born from just wanting change and the attitude towards it. If anybody doesn't understand the slang junkie, somebody that's really involved is usually more associated with somebody that's a drug user or something like that. Oh, they're a junkie or all that. And I was, I was not horrible, but I was bad in the drugs. And in my early, from like 16 to 19, 20, 20 is where it was like cut off. And but leading into those years, I was just bouncing around a lot of stuff, and was kind of a punk too, and pointing my finger at the world, getting into trouble, and just doing dumb shit. Product of my environment. A lot of people like to say, well, you don't have to be a product of it. Well, I was, okay? Shit happens, it's fucking life. And I was a product of my environment. And, of course, being around people, not to say that I was a poor influencer on some people too, that, I was always, not to say that I wasn't a leader in bad situations too, but, it took finally like not liking myself at all. If some of you follow me on my Instagram, you'll see one of my transformations from a picture, I think it was 2006. I was just in a bad spot. I was 135 pounds, maybe soaking wet, and like currently right now doing this video, I'm like 201. My best has been like 210, and I say best is because where my body was, I was in a mass phase, and I just felt great. I loved it. My body fat was in a good spot. But I was not overweight. I had, that muscle mass, and that's where I like my body. So being sick of what I was and finally turning around, cutting off people that were toxic to me and cutting off those toxic things, it was heartbreaking. So if anybody that's watching, that's kind of in the same spot where, you're doing stuff that's not healthy for you, but you enjoy the people that you're around, well, unfortunately, you got to get rid of them. That was probably my biggest thing was, having people that, yes, I have shared some crazy times with, some, very, very even positive things that you could take out of some of those situations, or people, and friendships. It sucked to lose those, but it was not where I wanted to be, and I needed change. I was not happy. So I started, I dabbled in the gym, and then I just got more and more involved in it, because I started liking where I was. And that's where I kind of always said to myself, once I started getting addicted to the iron, and so in my head, before social media really blew up, I was an iron junkie, or I started using it as a hashtag, but I always say in my head like, iron junkie, blah 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 blah. That's kind of ring to it. So I always kind of like hung around in the back of my head, or I might say it or write it down somewhere and all that jazz. So when I was, my life had been turned around for healthier reasons, and I was just kind of stale. And one of my friends was like, because I was complaining that that I was getting bored, and I wanted something more. I wanted a next challenge. And one of my friends was a physique competitor, and she kind of influenced me to compete. And she's like, you should do men's physique. So I looked up men's physique competitors, and I saw people like Jeremy Buendia or Sadiq Hadvik, and I was like, these guys are huge. There's no way I could do all this. She's like, no. Look up natural men's physique competitors. And that opened up a world to me, and I actually ended up competing for 6 years. My best has been second place, my worst has been seventh place, and that so it's a bounce around. Once you get into bigger organizations, the criteria or the competition grows. So it was like a learning experience. It was like awesome. It was like, I was ticked off on some of those things that I did not win first place or anything like that. But it was just like so awesome to be a part of, and I really enjoyed it. And in my first competition, I had a lot of people reaching out, because now jumping into Instagram and sharing a lot of that transformation. I had a lot of people ask me for programs, what I did. So without any kind of like science-based stuff or education, I gave them what worked for me, and that seemed to suffice some people. And then there's people that just didn't even use it. I would check in with them. Hey, how'd that workout do for you? Oh yeah, no, I haven't had any time. All right, well, I spent some time on that and gave it to you, but okay. And that happened for a couple people, and I was kind of ticked. Some friends or people that reached out to me on social media. And then one that really bit me was this kid asked me for something, and I checked in on him, and he didn't answer. And then I was like, well, let me see how he's doing on his Instagram, because he reached out to me on Instagram. And all of a sudden, I see that he's posing as a influencer, and he's using my program platforms as his. So I called him out on it, and he ended up blocking me immediately, and that really kind of ticked me off. So there was one thing, the straw that broke the camel's back and made him wanting me to morph into a trainer. It never really was a thought, but then once that was kind of the Kickstarter. I worked with some coaches myself for training, and I just wasn't happy with the results. There were definitely times where I just did not follow through. I was eating horrible, so you definitely can't blame it fully on the trainers. And there was some that that was just like, it was just something that I can't put my finger on it still to this day, but I just didn't like it. There's something about it I didn't like. And I had a day of euphoria at the gym one day. I was just having a really good workout. I was like, man, I really want people to feel this. And because it really changed my life around. And even with the last crutch of smoking cigarettes, that's legal, you can do that all day. I started to not like smoking cigarettes, and they just tasted horrible to me, especially when I started getting more cardio endurance. It was like, I'm gonna die in this freaking elliptical. So there was a lot of these small things in place, and that's where I was like, you know what, I think I want to start training people and help people feel like this. People that may have similar situations as I do. They just need something to turn around to, get addicted to. This is a great addiction. So that's Ironjunkie Fitness was kind of forged from starting at ground level, and then building myself up to where I have been today, and that's continuing to grow. And once I started training, it morphed into people with wanting, weight loss, or just, getting some, life habit changes, busy work schedules. I worked with a lot of people, still work with a lot of people that are, usually nurses, teachers, somewhere in the health field where they're like constant go, 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 go. So, they may have a time to do meal prep, and even if so, it's really small because there's so much on the go. So I've really morphed into more of the nutrition side of helping people out in the fitness industry, and I really, really enjoy it. So my clients have really kind of actually morphed me into where I want to be as a trainer, and so that's kind of where I felt where my purpose is in the fitness world. Like in the beginning, I was a bodybuilder going, look, I'm just gonna train people, lift heavy weights and look good and without any clothes on, and it just totally wasn't that. First gig I had, this one trainer, the lead trainer at the time, he comes up to me and he's like, all right, you're teaching boot camp tonight. I'm like, no, not not teaching boot camp. And he's like, if you want to be successful in the fitness industry or at this gym, then yeah, you're going to teach class. All right, I'm a bodybuilder, but sure, I'll have people do some things. And I've already monitored their classes and been involved in the background and all that. And once I started doing fitness boot camps, that was crazy. Just the energy was awesome, so I really enjoyed that. So I started doing a lot of classes too, and aside from one-on-ones and classes, so that which I still enjoy doing classes. I really miss it. This quarantine friggin' sucks, so I can't wait to do classes again. But I've really been morphing into online training so I can help reach more people than just that are local. Because to say this industry is saturated in coaches. You see a lot of coaches, but some of them don't even value themselves, or they go to the gym every day, so they're like, I post good pictures on Instagram, so I'm going to be a trainer. Absolutely zero background. Not to say that what certifications do you hold creates who a good coach, because I can tell you there's definitely some good people that I know personally that aren't certified, or they don't have certain certifications that would qualify them for what they're doing. More big box gyms would say, hey, you need this, but in general, if they're training people and charging people for it, there are some people that I kind of nod my head to, like, hey, you know what, you know your stuff, you've been doing it for years, so it's more of a experience-based kind of thing. And that's where I was when I began. I didn't really was looking for all these certifications, but it was more just wanting to know more about the human body. The human body is just so amazing. Once I started getting involved in the education, it just was something that I could really dive into and absorb, something I was addicted to, and that's where I wanted to continue to grow, and I want to continue to grow. And once we get the ground running with getting out of this lockdown, man, I just can't wait to get to the gym and hopefully maybe see some new people come from this video. And I'm still taking online clients right now. I have a lot of good people that have been doing really, really good working out at home. Some people have some decent home gyms, and some people just have a couple of barbells, dumbbells, resistance bands, and they get it going, man. I am so proud of the people that I work with, and I'm looking forward to doing some one-on-one with some of those folks and some new people as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, please reach out to ironjunkiefitness315@gmail.com, or you can comment below in the video, and let's talk. You enjoy your day. Peace.